Councillors Duffy, Duran, and Twill are online. Councillor Duffy can't make it because he contracted COVID-19. Can you hear us there, Councillor Duffy?
Yes, I can, Your Worship.
Stay in shelter, bud. Don't move from home. We'll be watching Highland Avenue. Okay, declarations of conflict of interest. None. Approval of the agenda, one item. Presentation of the City of Charlottetown 2022-2023 operational budget and subsequent motions.
Is Councillor Twill online?
He's online. You're moving it? It's seconded by Councillor Bernard. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Councillor Tweed, yea or nay?
In favor of the operational budget.
Councillor Duffy?
Yay.
Councillor Duran?
No. I have some reasons there.
Yea or nay?
Nay, and I have some reasons there, Your Worship.
But this is just for the agenda, Your Worship.
This is just for the agenda. You can ask the questions during the budget.
Okay, I certainly support the agenda. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Deputy Mayor Cody, as Chair of Finance and Properties, do you want to read out the resolution first, or do you want them to speak? Please speak, sir.
Thank you, Your Worship. Your Worship, Mayor Brown, and members of Charlottetown City Council, the year 2021 has come and gone, and it's with its passing comes a sense of hope and optimism that has not been felt in some time. COVID-19 has been at the forefront of our minds for the past 2 years. From our city operations to our own individual behavior, COVID has dictated how we interact with the public and how we interact with each other. Today, we are exactly 1 week out from an expected lifting of all COVID restrictions in the province of PEI. It is clear, more than at any time in the past 2 years, that we are headed on a track destined to see the return to normalcy. And as a council and as a municipal government, we must lay the groundwork for life post-pandemic. With this in mind, I am proud that the budget of 2022-2023 will see us invest in the future of our city, our communities, and our municipal operations. Throughout the pandemic, everyone was asked to do more with less, and by and large, everyone did exactly that. Whether it was delivering critical services, initiating important projects, or acting as responsible fiscal stewards in a fluctuating environment, city staff, council, and members of the public held the line. Our province is a leader in vaccination rates, and we adapted to ensure that everyone played their role, and we did it well. We looked out for one another, and the City of Charlottetown led the way by implementing mandatory vaccination policies to ensure the safety of residents and staff alike. I must thank our city staff for diligently and responsibly rising to the challenge in order to continue the important work of the municipality in the face of such challenging times. It wasn't always easy, and we frequently had to adapt, but thanks to our proactive actions, we are able to move forward to a brighter future. Your Worship, Council remains committed to the tenets of prudent fiscal management while balancing the need to sustainably invest in our growing municipality. As Chair of Finance and Auditing Committee, I am personally pleased to deliver a balanced budget that will set the course for a strong 12 months of growth as we move towards a life of living with COVID. We must continue to be responsible, but now we must also be nimble and bold in our approach as we set out to improve our city service delivery and augment our investments in community projects. This year, the budget process included virtual public meetings where stakeholders and members of the public provided input, which was a key component to ensuring our budget is robust and tailored to meet the needs of our residents, businesses, and stakeholders. We are grateful to all participants who took the time to highlight their priorities and impart on us their vision for a better Charlottetown for all. We are hopeful that residents will see their voices and ideas reflected in Budget 2022-2023. Stakeholders such as the Greater Charlottetown Area Chamber of Commerce and Downtown Charlottetown Inc. presented our council with their priorities, and I'd like to thank them for serving as the voices of our business community. We know that the past 2 years have been a challenging time for both workers and businesses alike, and we appreciate the tenacity and dedication of all members of the business community have shown over the past 24 months. If the past 2 years have proven anything, it is nothing can be certain. Our budget is a living document that must allow our municipality to constantly adapt to new realities which we face each day. Budget 2022-2023 signals that we are prepared to invest in areas that will allow our city to grow safely and efficiently while dealing with unpredictable future amidst uncertain times. We are hopeful that as we continue to move forward in practicing of living with COVID, revenue levels will continue to grow, allowing us more flexibility well into the future. Your Worship, as we are all aware, the cost of living is on the rise, and we are seeing it everywhere, from our grocery stores to our fuel pumps and everywhere in between. Our residents are feeling the pinch of inflation. With that said, I am pleased to announce that there will be no increases to the residential or commercial municipal tax rate this year, as the City of Charlottetown's $66.5 million operating budget is balanced. As the city continues to grow and evolve, we must continue to wisely keep up with the demands that come along with it. Due to increased operating costs, this year's water and sewer rates will unfortunately have to increase by 5.1%. to ensure that our capacity to deliver safe and effective services to ratepayers and customers is maintained. With this increase, the water and sewer utility $15 million budget is also balanced. In February, Council approved its 2022-2023 capital budget. This capital budget will see gross investments of $103.4 million, $90.4 million for the city, and $13.4 million for water and sewer utility. These figures include $39.5 million in partner funding. Through strategic investments in capital projects, it is our goal to increase the city's infrastructure, stimulate economic activity, create work opportunities, and improve the overall quality of life of the communities in Charlottetown. This forward-thinking capital budget is an ambitious plan that will allow us to scale up for a more prosperous future. Highlights of this year's capital budget include a $6.23 million investment in public transit, so we continue to offer sustainable and convenient methods of transportation for our residents. $10.4 million for road rehabilitation and intersection upgrades, and $3.7 million in sidewalks and multi-purpose trails so as to balance the need for increased safety between drivers and other commuters. $4.2 million for stormwater management is to better prepare ourselves for the risks and challenges posed by changing climate. Investments in critical infrastructure are important to a growing and diverse city such as Charlottetown. But no less important is proper care and investment in our staff. So to ensure that the delivery of services and projects get the proper attention they care and rightfully deserve. To this end, we will be adding a total of 8 new positions across a number of departments, including communications, protective and emergency services, human resources, internet and technologies, and public works. As well, we will see investments of $15.5 million in public works, $1.8 million in public transit, and $757,000 in community sustainability. $4.3 million in parks and recreation, $1.7 million for planning, and $15.6 million for protective services. Investments of this nature will allow us to continue the responsible balance of building upon our successes while also equipping and adapting our city for whatever the future may hold. In conclusion, I would be remiss if I did not take this opportunity to thank the City of Charlottetown's Finance Audit and Tendering Committee, whose time and efforts helped bring forth this balanced budget. I also want to thank the staff who worked so diligently to ensure that our budget and budget process was a success. In particular, the city's finance manager, Nancy McCrae. Thank you to all for your steadfast commitment, good governance, and fiscal stewardship of our municipality. It isn't always easy to manage the requirements of our growing city and the needs and expectations of elected officials, but I am grateful for the professionalism and exceptional level of service you all provide. Your worship and fellow members of council, now more than any time in the past 2 years, I feel a sense of renewed optimism for our collective futures. The light at the end of the long, dark tunnel is finally getting brighter. To this end, we must be bold and take the necessary steps to lay the groundwork for a brighter, more prosperous future. With that, Your Worship, and on behalf of the Finance, Audit, and Tendering Committee, as well as behalf of all members of Council, I move the adoption of the 2022-2023 budget as presented.
Thank you. Okay, well, we're going to read the first resolution. Do you want to read it, sir?
Yes, Your Worship. Your Worship, moved by Deputy Mayor Cody and second by Councillor Rivera, that the 2022-2023 City of Charlottetown operational budget estimate as presented by Deputy Mayor Jason Cody, Chair of Finance, Audit, and Tendering Committee, be approved, Your Worship.
Okay. Question?
Do we have an opportunity just to talk about the budget just for a second? Just a couple line items that
Do
are
you
in
want to
there.
ask a couple of questions to the deputy?
Well, not so much ask, but kind of looking to make more of a statement, if you will.
Go ahead.
Just about what's in the budget that wasn't, I guess that wasn't shared in the speech, but I just want to
Highlight
talk
it?
more about some of the positions that that were hired. Is that
You want
okay
to
if I do
address
that?
that?
No, Councillor Rivera.
Can you stand up and just...
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, thank you, Worship, and thank you, Councillor Cody. Great speech, and it was a pleasure working with you on finance. Congratulations on a balanced budget. During the speech, Councillor Cody, used words or sentences such as "Council remains committed," "Better Charlottetown," "Invest in areas that will allow the city to grow safely." All great lines, all great words for the future. One that caught my eye, a total of 8 new positions that we passed as new initiatives for the upcoming year. The one I do want to focus on right now, just for a couple of seconds, is the 3 firefighters that we approved in the operational budget. I know Spencer Waite, the Charlottetown Firefighter Association, has worked hard and lobbied hard over the years to get these positions added to help with the complement of the firefighters that are there. We have a proud fire department. We should be proud of the fire department, and I know the residents are. It's a strong fire department that has only gotten stronger. And if it wasn't for council, this wouldn't have been possible. So again, it may seem like a fiscal, monetary vote here today in a budget process for us as municipal leaders, but I can promise you the building next door, it means the world. So with that, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Wright, thank you. Question? Question called? Question called. Okay, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay. Councillor Duran, yea or nay?
Not in favor.
Councillor Twill, yea or nay?
I'm in favor of the
Operational
budget
budget.
for operational for city government.
Councillor Duffy?
Yes.
Okay, 9-1. You want to read the next one, sir?
Yes, Your Worship. Your Worship, moved by Deputy Mayor Cody and second by Councillor Rivera, that a municipal tax rate of 67 cents per $100 of the assessment be levied against all non-commercial property in the city of Charlottetown for the period of January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022, as per the provisions of the Real Property Tax Act, save and except. 1, the non-commercial component of the property which is owned by a non-resident person or a non-resident corporation where the municipal tax roll shall be $1.33 per $100 of the assessment. 2, the non-commercial component of hotels and motels where the municipal tax rate shall be 91 cents per $100 of the assessment, where the owner is a resident person or a resident corporation, or $1.57 per $100 of the assessment, where the owner is a non-resident person or a non-resident corporation. 3, the non-commercial component of the apartment building containing 4 or more units, where the municipal tax rate shall be 91 cents per $100 of the assessment, where the owner is a resident person or a resident corporation, or $1.57 per $100 of the assessment, where the owner is a non-resident person or a non-resident corporation. And 4, the non-commercial component of the properties located in the Parkwood Estates and the Riverview Estates Mobile Home Parks, where the municipal tax rate shall be 42 cents per $100 of the assessment, where the owner is a resident person or a resident corporation, or $1.08 per $100 of this assessment, where the owner is a non-resident person or a non-resident corporation. For the purposes of this resolution, a non-resident person and a non-resident corporation applies to the property owners as described in Section 24 of the Real Property Tax Act regulations. Therefore, be resolved that the municipal tax rate of $2.36 per $100 of assessment be levied against all commercial property located in the city of Charlottetown for the period of January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022, as per the provisions of the Real Property Tax Act. And be it further resolved that the city of Charlottetown requests of the province, the PEI, to collect an additional 18 cents per $100 of assessment on all commercial properties within the business improvement area as per the attached map for the period of January 1st, 22 till December 31st, 2022. The monies collected from this shall be transferred to the Downtown Charlottetown Inc. for the purposes of marketing and enhancing the downtown core of the city of Charlottetown.
Okay. Question? Questions called? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Councilor Duran, yea or nay?
Yay.
Yea or nay, what was it?
Yay.
Yea. Councilor Quayle?
No, I think you said in favor.
In favor.
Councilor Duffy?
In favor.
10-0.
Your Worship, moved by Deputy Mayor Cody and second by Councilor Bard that the Charlottetown Water and Sewer Corporation water and sewer combined water and sewer rates effective April 1st, 2022 as detailed on the attached rate schedule be approved.
Questions called?
Questions called? Okay. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay.
Your Worship, this is in line with the CPI that we passed a few years ago, right?
Correct. So it's pegged to Canadian Consumer Price Index. So last year we didn't raise it because CPI was 0. The year before, I think we raised it by 2%. This year's CPI is 5.1, and that's the national average, not the provincial. Provincial is much higher.
So we're following the policy that we passed a few years ago and following the CPI.
Correct.
And to prevent a further 30% increase at some point.
That was the first year that we committed because it was in the red. Okay. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay. Councillor Twill, yea or nay?
No.
Councillor Duran, yea or nay?
Certainly not. No.
Okay. Councillor Duffy, yea or nay?
In favor.
Okay. Mr.
Your Worship,
Kelly, get the next resolution then?
it's moved by Councilor Yanko, second by Deputy Mayor Cody, that the city of Charlottetown accepts the amendments to the management and non-union employees compensation and benefits policy as per the attached document effective April 1st, 2022.
Okay. Question?
Questions called?
Questions called? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay. Councillor Duffy, yea or nay?
In favor.
Councillor Twill, yea or nay?
In favor.
Councillor Duran, yea or nay?
In favor.
Okay, 10-0. Clear? Okay. I just want to thank Deputy Mayor. Thank you very much for your inspiring words. Great kickoff for the year that will be forthcoming. And our acting manager of finance and auditing, Nancy McCray, thank you very much. And also the staff that were involved in the process. And Councilor Rivera, thank you for your comments about the firefighters for the year coming.
That is
Motion.
a long time coming, your worship, and I'll tell you what, there's probably a pretty proud crew over there right now, so good job. City
They'll
Council.
be dancing in the streets.
They should be, yeah.
Okay, motion to adjourn. Moved. Okay, moved by Councilor McLeod, second by Councilor Ramsey. All those in favor? Thank you very much.
Favor.